Hi, this is Roger Duckworth with Duckworth's Extended Body Method of Tying. This is lesson number 4. In this lesson we'll be doing an October caddis. I'll try to keep this in focus and turn it, but during this lesson you will see how we build this fly. It looks very realistic. The front view, side view. You can see that you've got the hackle between the hook and the body, very realistic. The body with that abdomen just touching the water, and just enough coastal deer hair on there to make it give the appearance of that wing over it. You'll find this is a very durable fly, and now we'll get on with tying it. We're now going to get on with making the actual caddis body. I'll pick an October caddis about size 14. This is a beautiful, easy tie to make. This method will work down. I've tied down the very nice little size 20 early black stoneflies with this technique. You notice I have a larger mandrel. Yeah, you can see it spinning there than I did when I was using the smaller bodied fly that I tied in lessons 1 and 2. Use the largest mandrel that you can that will still accept the dubbing around it to get to the right size, because that will give you the larger air tube that helps it float better. So the first thing I'll do is I'll put a liberal coating of silicone on, kind of even it out a little bit, not worrying too much about that. This is a caddis, so we'll be omitting the tails that we used in lesson 1, but we use the exact same technique. Get a little wisp of it, get it around there, pull it on up. Don't need too much. There, that's a good abdomen for that larger caddis. And now what we'll do is we'll go up and we'll do a thorax, which would be a little shorter, a little darker. I've kind of twisted the dubbing here in that I want to put it on more exactly and have a fairly defined end there. Now I see that I'll finish that up. That's good. That's a nice tight body right there. We could stop right there, and you can see the pretty well perfectly formed abdomen and thorax of fly. I'll go ahead and pull that off. Now I'll do a step here that I didn't do before. I'll try to show you. You can see at the end of there that hollow tube. Without squeezing the body, I'll just go ahead and squeeze that tight at the head, and that will help seal that. And now I'll set it aside to dry, and in the next lesson we'll go ahead and attach it to the hook. Now that the abdomen and thorax are dry, takes a couple hours with what I use. We'll start putting the thread on a traditional manner here, winding it back. Again, you don't have to overdo it. Just get a thread base on there where you can secure it and attach the body and the hackle. Next, we'll go ahead and put the hackle on, bind it down tightly because we want to make a durable fly. At this time, it's a good idea to put a drop of head cement on those wrappings, which will make for a more durable fly. Next thing we'll do is we'll attach the body that we made in the earlier step on. Now, something I've done on the larger body here, and you can barely see it, and I'll paint at the end, but you can see, hopefully, in the end of this body, a cut-off toothpick. The reason I cut that toothpick off is I want this body, instead of curving up like a mayfly, to lay fairly straight, and obviously it'll float like a cork. That's a small toothpick, doesn't do a long way in there. A couple easy wraps around there because I want to leave room for the hackle. Come down and I finish. So basically right there is your October caddis with the hackle ready to go ahead and put. Now I'll go ahead and attach the wing. I like a finer wing or a less thick wing, just having the impression of a wing over there. You might feel differently about it, to do as much as you think you need, but I bound it down well on top, and I'll go ahead right now and trim these back very close and out of the way. And I got a little bit of a wing laid down there that'll give that nice shadow as it's lying on the water. Take the hackle, and as before, between the body and the hook, come around enough to make legs. Of course, the hackle is sized and the color to look pretty much like the natural. In this case, I've got good hackle, a couple of turns around there, and pretty good shape. And I'll get my half hitch tool here, bring it up under so we won't trap too many fibers. And good, and we grabbed it there. Now I'll go ahead, trim that off of there. Put several half hitches on. You can put 5 or 6. I'll just stop right now just for the video purpose. Lay it down. Straighten the fibers. And right now I'm going to go ahead and trim a few of the errant fibers. Pull that off. And right here you have, and I'm trying to keep it in the focus. Put a drop of head cement on the bottom on those ties. See where it'll sit flat on the bottom on the hackle. Now look from the top, you've got your tent shape wing. With this side you'll see that you've got the hackle that'll be good feet, floating on the water really nicely with that abdomen just touching or just off the water in a very natural state. Taking the Loon UV here, just a little of that over that wing, just like we did the previous steps. Not only durability, but also looks, because now I'll pull that wing down flat, hit that UV, and then we've got a much flatter wing that's more natural to us. Final step here will be, I got a brown head, I got a little piece of wood in that toothpick. Go ahead and darken that. So I got a darker head. I could have gone with a lighter head. It's whatever you want to do at this point.